Vijay Chandok joining us, MD and CEO, ICICI Securities. Let's also have a conversation with him on the numbers this time around. Vijay, thanks so much for being with us. Now, customer addition has been the highest this quarter. So let's talk about first the driving factors and the outlook going ahead now.
Yeah, thank you for having me on this show, and good morning to all the viewers. Indeed, it's been a fairly, I would say, high growth phase for our industry. And as you pointed out, customer acquisition and growth has been much higher than the past trends. And there are two specific reasons why we are seeing this kind of a trend, specifically in our company. These are two important pivots that we took at the early part of this fiscal year. One was pivoting to a completely digital method of acquiring customers. That's something that we sort of unleashed at the beginning of this year, which is started gaining good traction as customers have got more familiar with this process, as well as we have improved these processes. And the second main reason why we are seeing growth and traction here is because we have pivoted to open architecture, which essentially means that any customer belonging to any bank with a savings account can now open and become a customer of ICICI Direct. So both these have, in a way, helped in bringing and building growth momentum for us.
Now, the pandemic has also led to increased participation from millennials. In terms of customer profile, regions, anything you can share with us in terms of the kind of trends that are evolving?
As we are seeing, I think there are three very distinct trends that are visible. One is we find that larger and larger proportion of customers who are coming on, investors who are coming onto our platform are younger, below 30, for instance. So this ratio, every quarter we are seeing is increasing. For instance, in the last quarter, this number had actually crossed 55% of the total acquisition that we did. In terms of cities, what we are seeing is that more and more people are coming from tier 2 and tier 3 centers. Specifically, greater traction we are seeing from the states of Punjab, from the states of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Northeast as well, smaller towns in these states. And this number of tier 2, tier 3 cities, if I may call it that way, is actually now exceeding 65%, more than 2/3 actually, of the new customer additions that we are doing on a run rate basis. So clearly, I think these are the trends. Also, larger proportion of customers today are coming from banks across our own ICICI Bank. So it has become a lot more broad-based in terms of our new customer additions.
Okay. Vijay, also wanted to understand, when it comes to customer addition, it's clearly been the highest in the quarter. What really is leading to the strong growth? What's the outlook forward? And also to add to that, your equity market share is up a solid 50 basis points at about 9.6%. What's the strategy to try and retain this market share and to add up the numbers going forward?
Yeah, so like I said, this has been a period which has been very conducive for the market itself. More and more people, Indians are coming and participating in the equity markets. There's always been an under-penetration in this industry. The fact that there has been a change in behavior of people following the pandemic and the related lockdown, where people are, in a way, started front-loading digital embracement, has certainly helped the cause of growth. So on the back of the under-penetrated opportunity, on the back of a conducive environment, and on the back of two important pivots that I spoke about, which is becoming more open architecture and more digital, we've seen an historic new customer addition to us. Market share is a consequence of various measures and steps that we have been taking in our own company for the last several quarters, which includes improving experiences, introducing newer categories of plans, doing more micro-segmenting, coming out with solutions and experiences and tools to attract different segments and categories and interests of investors. So I think it's a combination of new additions plus the efforts to improve experiences and help the customers and investors in their journey of wealth creation. I think has helped us improve market share. And in terms of outlook, as you were sort of referring to, I think it's going to be an increased impetus of building on the kind of growth momentum we have seen. And towards that, one of the steps that the company is taking is, apart from increasing the footprint of digital sort of penetration within our own company of experiences and processes, which brings greater sort of efficiencies as well as better experiences to the customer. It is about bringing more tools, more personalization in terms of what we offer. So that's the big focus for us, where we sort of marry technology, analytics, understand consumers in a more sharper manner, and then deliver experiences and preferences that the customer investor really has in a manner that sort of is befitting his profile, his risk appetite, and his own orientation and pension. So that's the focus. We believe we can do it at scale using technology today. And that's what our emphasis is going to be to retain and grow market share in times forward.
Right. Vijay, curious to understand, who do you think are your biggest competitors? Because, yours is one industry which is changing face by the minute, if not the hour. Would it be tech giants? Would it be discount brokerage service providers? Would it be other online platforms?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question. And that's a question, one keeps asking on an ongoing basis. ICICI Securities, through our platform, is very sort of uniquely straddling many segments of the market. And when we look around and look at competition, we find that we find it very difficult to find a singular replication of what we are doing. There are lots of players who do elements of what we like to point it out, which includes technology players, which includes some of the old world players as well. But some people who sort of offer what we offer, which is a comprehensive solution of investment solutions, wealth management solutions, which is a very big part of our business, across different product categories, be it fixed income, be it equities, be it mutual funds, or be it the wealth management products or protection products like the insurance solutions that we offer. And more recently distributing loan products for their borrowing needs. I think this kind of a digital interface, which is comprehensively meeting these three need sets of investments, protection, and borrowing, is very unique to our company. So it's in a way one-stop shop. Different segments, we have different competition, and I think we have to be agile, alert, and watchful of all the players in the various segments that we operate in. So that's how we look at the market. That's how we look at the competition. And our endeavor is to continue to help customers, investors meet his financial solutions, service requirements across different life stages. We have demonstrated the ability to retain customers for long periods of time, and we find that as an investor goes through his own life stage, his need sets evolve. They tend to become more sophisticated as he grows and becomes more wealthier. There are periods of his life when he wants to invest. There are others when he wants to protect himself, his health, his assets, his life. And there are times when he wants to
I just wanted to come in actually and talk a little bit about the focus laid on the digital channel for growth as well. What's the strategy here over the next 2 years in terms of the milestones that you're targeting to achieve?
Well, digital, as I mentioned, is a very important part of our road, the map forward. We have gone open architecture, which means that you can be an any bank customer to become an ICICI direct customer. It is still penetration has started increasing of the non-ICICI Bank customer segment in our platform. On a run rate basis, last quarter we crossed more than 55% coming from non-ICICI Bank. So in times forward, we expect this ratio to keep increasing, more in favor of non-ICICI Bank customers. So as we become broad-based, our incremental run rate based market share has sort of touched about 15-16%, which we think is very encouraging. So as we look forward, our endeavor would be to grow at a pace which is faster than what the industry is doing. Industry has gone through a big leg up during the last few months. One was expecting some element of moderation to come. But we still see that the momentum seems to be continuing even as we speak just now. So efforts would be to build on that momentum. Efforts would be also to diversify our company's offerings in a more holistic manner. Many of the elements that we offer outside of equities has a physical link. Those are now getting rapidly digitized. So I would say a lot more digital comprehensive offering across equities and non-equity products. I think as we gain momentum of adding more customers through the digital channel is going to be the focus as we move forward.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate you giving us an overview of the business and how things are shaping up.